Blog number 58. No, really, I meant to do that. I can remember quite vividly that there was a time when I did exactly what I meant to do. Now, I know what you may be thinking at this point, but really, I'm not making this up. I would make a decision to execute a certain task and actually get it done. Most of the time, it would even be done correctly. Now, stay with me here because I know that this next statement may be stretching it just a little bit, but there was even times when I acted first without the need for any premeditation or forethought. I guess you could say on pure reflex or instinct. A not so distant time when I could walk straight without appearing as if I was trying out for the position on the latest dance-related reality show or to be an extra in some new earthquake disaster movie. A time when I could chew and swallow my food without the need to update my life insurance policy. When I could descend stairs or step off a curb without the need to first anchor a rappelling rope prior to my descent down the 4 or 5 inch sheer cement wall. And yes, even a time when I could mix a simple tuna spread for lunch without first having the need to rent a small cement mixer to contain the mess made from mixing a 4-ounce can of fish with mayonnaise. There were so many simple things that I did in my life that I never had to think about or that I ever needed to stop and contemplate beforehand. But these are just a few of the things, struggles, or challenges that are known by most of us who are currently living with the reality of ataxia or another form of physical handicap. Examples or memories from the past that can quickly spiral us down into negativity if we allow ourselves to dwell on them. However, if you know me or you read my blogs, you know that I try not to go negative. Well, and I really try to stay away from spiraling these days, emotionally or physically. In fact, the word spiraling reminds me of tossing around a football when I was a kid, which in turn reminds me of playing football in those younger days. I would either play one-on-one with my big brother, but really this game had a closer resemblance to something that should be called cream ball. I played with neighborhood kids, but again, this should be called cream ball, because all the older boys and the bigger kids from the neighborhood always seemed to wind up on the same team, and all the younger ones and the weaker kids would make up the opposing team. Or I'd play with friends of sleepovers and birthday parties. But nowadays, the only spiraling I seem to do is on a team of one as I fall into my easy chair, which sadly at times can also be called cream ball. Now that I have been struggling with my SCA for several years, it occurs to me that what I meant to do is currently my new, of course I meant to do that. That it is no longer about those things that I used to do without thinking, back before my body pulled the Benedict Arnold and betrayed me. I now try to think of everyday occurrences as being things which I really meant to do in the first place. I meant to waddle like a duck and bang my shin into the furniture. I meant to poke myself in the eye when I was shampooing my hair. I meant to do a human impression of a pinball when I walked across the crowded store. And I certainly meant to slur my words and appear as if I was under the influence. So, okay, I'm not being completely serious. I mean, come on. Who enjoys being referred to as having the waddle of a duck? All right, I'll be more serious. I know how frustrating it can be, how hurtful it can be to be misunderstood. But let's face it, friends, some of the time the general public just doesn't even know or even begin to have an understanding of what it's like to be betrayed by your own body in this way. Hey, I had never heard of ataxia before my diagnosis. But we really need to change this. And I'm reminding myself here just as much as I'm reminding you when I say that we need to stop allowing the past to depress us and live in the new normal. Every day brings some kind of new challenge into my life, and it can be a struggle for me not to wish for the past. When life wasn't about the constant avoidance of a life-altering injury or this huge pain in the but it is a choice that I make. A choice I choose the positive instead of the negative. And I'm much a happier person because I made that choice. And I invite you to join me. Plus, you have to admit that saying, I meant to do that, it's a great way to approach the everyday struggles and frustrations. I find that if I set out right from the beginning and mean to drop a lid 4 or 5 times before actually getting it back on the bottle, then I feel better knowing that I've successfully accomplished another goal that I've set for myself in my daily routine. Hey, go ahead and try it. Dive right in, my friends.